as I seen people do, I'll wait for set off some notifications. Of course, normally Saturday's my day, but I was tired and I didn't feel like it. But I want to give y'all a little something on the ones and twos. That's a little more milder day to day here on the Eastern Shore of Maryland. You know what I mean? I got my congregation man, harmonious views and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Word up. Yes, sir. Every time I'm by the water, makes the kid think of freedom. You know what I'm talking about? And then I got my congregation. You know what I'm saying? I was just thinking about, and somebody told me this in church one time, right? And my spirit agreed with it. He said, well, of course, these seagulls, but he was like, God wants you to fly high. So again, my intellectual mind, I'm like, what that mean? Fly high. Like, now, and I never intellectualized nothing spiritual. I just come to a revelation or some understanding about it. At this point in the game, especially what's going on, you can't intellectualize it. You can't, I mean, yeah, you can prepare and all that there, but you just got to be led by the Spirit. You know what I'm saying? Led by the Spirit of understanding. I don't understand a whole lot of stuff when it comes to spiritual matters. But like these last 2 months, whether it be getting out of my own, seeking my own knowledge and wisdom in different areas, a further level of submission, a further level of, winning the war over, the spirit versus the flesh, being content, not my will to be done, but His. You know what I'm saying? I guess there's stages to it and whatnot, but I just be in a space of just being, like I guess how He is. I'm just here. I'm just, you know what I'm saying? And when I'm something needs to take place or life circumstance, I'll just know what to do without a whole lot of thought process. I ain't worried about the bill no more. I ain't worried about all this, stuff going on in society with, the government, or vaccination and I'll be led at the proper time. And if and I notice, right, when I tend to over intellectualize, it actually steals my peace in the present moment. Being out here with my minds and them, you know what I'm saying? And just being open with everything. Of course, do I have desires and longings? Yeah. I guess we all do in this human experience, but and then whatever I've longed for, I now see now why I had to be restricted at the time. Either I wasn't ready for it, or more so, I didn't have the depth of understanding the way I do now in respect to the world around me. You know how like a little kid just be wanting like to ride their bike real fast, but because of who they are, you understand that if you let them do that, they'll fall down and hurt themselves. They're not thinking about that. They're just thinking about riding the bike real fast. And I realized I have a tunnel vision. Like I want what I want when I want it so bad, even in the addiction world, that I'm totally oblivious to all the circumstantial matters with what I want. A level of stewardship. And I told my mind this, ultimately, he ended up, oh damn. You can be gifted with something, right? And be thankful or want, said thing, right? But then what happens is you'll totally abdicate and forget the responsibility, duty, and stewardship that come with the gift. So now I'm just ever more mindful to make sure whatever's, allotted unto me financially, people-wise, I try to be a good steward of it. You know what I'm saying? How you say it, you got to I'm paraphrasing, you got to take care of the little bit you got first before you grant it more. No different than when you're younger and you want your dessert. And they say, well, in order to get to dessert, you got to eat your vegetables and whatnot first. It's the same principle. I'm noticing, or he helped me understand spiritual stuff and practical everyday stuff, like parables about the ant being diligent and working hard in its due season so it can prepare for a time when it's not able to do that. You know what I'm saying? Or these parables or analogies of the farmer. You got to know what season you in, because I can sow a seed, but it ain't going to grow right now because I'm planting the seed in the wrong season. You know what I'm saying? So, okay, what season am I in now? I would think the last stage of preparation. That's why, the purging of the flesh is real, you know what I'm saying, real on my spirit. Um, the work to get to where I'm going isn't knowledge or education or finance. It's actually all spiritual. The whole demonstration spiritual, now that I say it like this. You know what I mean? The whole demonstration. Now, if we're talking to someone who's highly educated in the sphere of higher education or whatever the case may be, now I also understand why the flesh can't perceive the things of the spirit and vice versa. Like with certain stuff, it don't make no sense to me, especially like in the town I live in. The age rate is astronomical, boy. It is free range private parts around these parts. And it be mystifying to me as to how people just jump from person to person to person. In one way, I do understand it spiritually, but I know good and darn well that it ain't gonna work for me, and I don't even see it working for the people who actually engage in them activities. It's no different than drugs. You know what I'm saying? You do something to get an instant reward that actually ends up causing you long term pain and suffering. So to duck that, and I've done it in in the drug alcohol type of sense. Then what ends up happening is you delay the uncomfortability or the detoxing, and it just keeps you on the hamster wheel instead of going through the proper pain so you can heal, move on, and become stronger. You know what I'm saying? Uh, I don't know, I just wanted to hop on here with a quick one out here in nature. I don't know if y'all can hear the wind and whatnot. You know what I mean? Um, well, what's up, Jeremiah the Hebrew? What's going on with you, baby? I won't be checking out the Super Bowl because I don't care. But I will make a prediction just based on, I don't know, and I could be wrong, but I think they're gonna let or make Philadelphia win. Um, I'm seeing like with them plane crashes and all that, there's the reoccurring number of 76 and 67. I guess the colonial dudes or whatever you want to call them met in Philadelphia and ratified the Constitution. Wasn't that in Philly in 1776? The Philadelphia Eagles, that's symbolic, the symbol of America. Even in scripture refers to Mystery Babylon having wings like an eagle. I'm paraphrasing and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? I think they're going to allow them to win over the Kansas City Chiefs or quote unquote Native Americans, or how they reenact like they go to Gettysburg every year and reenact, some battle and all this here, or in Masonic stuff. What's that dude? He's supposed to, he got set up or something. I forgot his name. But every so often they reenact it. I think they're just reenacting stuff on the populace. You know what I'm saying? Like all the stuff going on with transhumanism or Pope opening portals and whatever have you. I think they're just reenacting. Now, of course, we wasn't there. I just think they just reenacting stuff they did back in ancient Egypt. You know what I'm saying? Hey, what's going on, Farrah? Peace and blessings to you. Shalom. And I'm totally I stay knowledgeable of it in a general sense, so I can have what I would like to call generalized conversations while sliding in spiritual wisdom in a way where I think it'll be palatable to the people who are unknowledgeable that I come across with. Mainly, as we like to call them, participants where I work at, the small grouping of staff, you know what I mean? Because without spiritual inklings, understanding, knowledge, you'll be totally lost as to what's happening in the world, your community, you know what I'm saying? Because they don't teach you any of this stuff. Like, they don't even teach you, from my understanding, narcissism, covert narcissism, and psychology. You know what I'm saying? They ill-equip you. Like, Satan isn't going to equip you to understand what he's doing, even though the word says that we're not ignorant of the adversary's devices. You know what I'm saying? But the world ain't going to teach you. I think you just have to, what I like to call the duck or the goose flying south for the winter kind of thing, where you just instinctually wake up one day. And I've had very spiritual awakenings. You know what I'm saying? Different levels of it. Like I've been stopped watching TV. Even when I was younger, it didn't make no sense. They tried to give me pills and all that. I'm like, no. With no reason as to why, I just don't want it, and I'll get better on my own. Not realizing later on down the road, you do have the ability to heal yourself. You see what I'm saying? It just, again, this, they say suffering, or attachment rather, is the root of all suffering. So let's say our attachment to the bamboozlement of the medical industry, right? We all know they ain't cured nobody or not nothing. but we'll still, in general, we'll still go to these people to treat us. I don't want to be treated. I want to be curious so I can go on about my business. Case in point, right? I did my first outreach Friday, right? So we went to what would be in my small town. It would be considered the equivalent of the Carter on New Jack City. You know, it's supposed to be like a social, I mean, not social security, like a senior living building, but the joint just totally trapped out. Whole lot of body parts get sold, whole lot of drugs. They got to have armed security in there now. It's wild, right? You know what I'm saying? And you can feel the heaviness, the lack of direction or purpose, right, in the building, right? So we carrying Narcan and whatnot. What's up, Dan? So we carrying Narcan. Now, in my mind, I'm thinking like I'm dealing drugs. I'm not leaving here with no Narcan. But because it's come from the state and what you gotta people gotta sign off and all these checks and balances, I'm like, all right, cool. But the way we did the outreach, and you know, I'll slow roll into it. But to me, from my perspective, this isn't really outreach. To me, you know what I'm saying? I'm ready to get in the paint where the people at. You know what I'm saying? On the street. You know what I'm saying? And meet them as we cross paths. You know what I'm saying? I don't know of a time, let's say the disciples, where they say, oh, we're gonna post up here and just wait for people to come by. No, they went to where the people were at along their travel, along their journey. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully, not with thinking I run something or nothing like that, but slowly as I, you know, have my influence and whatnot, I'll be able to do that. Because this town is greatly suffering. Oh, but that's what I want to talk about, right? So, mind you, you know, I've cut off a whole bunch of people, you know, that I had to previously deal with as I keep growing, evolving, right? So I see he actually lives, well, he used to live on the side of around the corner from my mother, right? Man, him with me cool for years, you know what I mean? We drank together, smoked together, whatever, right? So what happened? Oh, so, you know, I come home or I get out of treatment, I'm doing better, you know, working at the rehab, whatever. So periodically he hit me up for a couple of hours. We used to look out for each other. All right, cool, boom, right? Ain't nothing, right? But he's heavily medicated on, I guess, mental health medication. And I can always tell when it done took over, because he'll drink too, and then he kind of fixes his head up like this, and I can tell them things is talking to him, right? So you can't tell nobody what to do. But I'm like, cuz, you ever thought about like not letting them people drug you up? But they gotta drug him up because he don't really want to work nowhere or break free of it to go he ain't had a job in Honolulu. So you stay, you know, attached to the government system, right? But your quality of life suck. But you get just enough to pay your bills and this, that, and the third, but not enough money to make it to the end of the month, right? So I cut him up. So one day I was door dashing or something, and he called me and asked me for two, and he played numbers bad, right? So this is what so I'm thinking, so I'm like, nah, cuz, woo, woo, woo. So I just go ahead and block him, right? Then I'm thinking, total recall again. I said the only time since I've come on this side of things, the only time he called me is when he wants something. Mind you, not being mindful of what I got going on, bell, woo, 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 and he's never paid me back. And typically when I give somebody something, you know what I mean, I ain't expecting you to pay me back because I'm about the only Negro do that. But now I feel kind of spiritually disrespected. You just not gonna call me when you need something, but you don't think about me no other time. It's not like you hit me up and be like, oh man, what's up with you? Just crossed my mind. What's going on with you, cuz? Woo, woo, woo. Or oh, cuz, man, I'm breaking a little, you know what I'm saying? I'm cooking a little chicken wings. You want to stop by, have some, you know what I mean? Check the game out, or you know what I'm saying? So now I'm starting to feel used, right? No, we ain't doing this. So I cut him off. So after our outreach, right, we pull up back to the center, right, and he's standing out front. Now that when we pulled up, they're actually having they're holding hands in prayer, right? And I'm like, to me, and I'm gonna get on about this, taking a form of godliness but denying the power thereof. So we can pray all we want, but then where's the action with the prayer? We get done praying, it looked good, whatever the case may be, but then as soon as we get done praying, we talking about people, or we back talking about toxicity or whatever the case may be, right? So I pulls up, right? Now he seen my car, I'm pretty sure he seen it. I pulls up, so I don't know if he took his meds or whatever the case may be. So he looking at me, so I'm looking at him, but he kind of got like the mean mug, so I stare back at him like, you know what I'm saying? Then he bop on off. Then I kind of felt bad. I'm like, well, if he came up here to, you know, get help, I don't want our personal issue to stop him from getting the resource he needs. But at the same time, I had to telepathically, you know what I'm saying, let him understand, yeah, I still remember. Yeah, it's still where it's at. Now, if he be like, yo, cuz, yo, I'm sorry, yo, or, you know what I'm saying, I was just whoop. Because now I'm in a position to help, which is ultimately what I want to do. But like I was telling one of the participants, you can't tell the help how to help you. Just like me saying, oh, God, I need help. But then he set a course of action that'll ultimately help me, right? Which I see now, but I don't want the help like that. Because ultimately, if you could help yourself, you wouldn't need my help, or vice versa. You know what I'm saying? But I was just thinking, and it's so crazy because off these pharmaceuticals and the alcohol, right? This man had messed around and tried to unalive his own daughter, yo. Because I pulled up around there. I think my mother does like missionary work, so she get like food from the churches and whatnot. So I was like, before I went to work, so I stopped around there, going to drop package off, you know what I'm saying, off the love tip. And then there was another Muslim brother out there, and I seen him around, I don't know him personally. So then he tells me the story, then his daughter come out and tell, I'm like, yo, I've been around some wild characters. Yeah, lukewarm. And that's why I always mindful myself to make sure I don't get too comfortable where I get lukewarm and don't realize it or just start coasting. You know what I'm saying? Like now I become addicted to the work. Even if the work don't work out, I'm still working at it. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I've definitely I've tapered down my cigarette smoking, so tomorrow I'm gonna go ahead and jump it off. Butt naked. You know what I'm saying? Yes, sir. And I got all the gum and powder. I don't even want to take the stuff. I might take a couple pieces of gum just to, you know what I mean, have something, you know what I mean, chew on, whatever. But the way my schedule's set up, and I knows this, so long, like when I get up, I'll do whatever. So long as I don't smoke, I don't have no issue, right? Or I don't think about it. My mind just tell me, yo, you haven't smoked yet, but there's really no craving. It's once I smoked the first one, it's like I broke ice and now whatever. But it's really not a stressful job. So I can go the whole, let's say 8 to 4, or whenever I get up, like 6:30 to 4:30 when I get off. That's 10 hours with my eyeballs being conscious that I don't have to smoke or whatever. That's half the day right there. Then typically I try to take a nap, but I just end up reset myself, close my eyes. Then I'll get up, exercise. I do, delivery service, whatever to add to my stocking, you know what I mean? I can make it. So let's do it. You know what I'm saying? Let's go through the uncomfortability. Let me harden myself even more. Because I truly believe, seems totally unrelated, my breakthrough is tied to, that's what I was going back to, tied to something spiritually that doesn't seem to be connected. You know what I'm saying? But it is connected because it's connected to obedience. It's connected to a greater level of sanctification, a greater level of submission. You know what I'm saying? You know what success and breakthrough is? Living holy in a wicked world or a wicked country. That's not easy to do, and you have to be spiritually empowered to do it, because every time I tried to do it under my own volition, I failed miserably. It was like so long as I submitted to the path, right? It gave me the attributes and the characteristics to deal with what was ahead that I didn't even know. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you're right. It's definitely a mind thing. And then I was thinking about this, like, how do I renew my mind? The word. Whatever your spirit feed on becomes part of or whatever you do habitually becomes part of who you are. So I stepped up the reading of the word, and I be feeling like I be doing it kind of, I don't want to say legalistically, but I don't know how much it's soaking in. But it is soaking in. No different than, let's say you little, and you in an environment of a harmonious household. Let's say your grandparents. You're not consciously taking in everything they're saying, but the environment and the energy is seeping into you. That's what got me to this point of wanting to do this here. Because it'd be easy just to keep on keeping on and be like, oh, I'm all right. But because of my spiritual practices that have been, elevated, along the journey, it's now put this in front of me spiritually. So I can fail and do all that there. Like, oh, man, whatever. But I keep coming back to it, though. It's not like sometimes I feel defeated, but I don't give up, though. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's with anything. We've been knocked down. I'm pretty sure if you listen to my content, you've been knocked down more time you remember. But you still here. And you might have some issues or some things that vex you. But if you look at it, behaviorally, spiritually speaking, you're leaps and bounds beyond everybody else. You're in a better position with nothing than people who don't have our enlightenment from the Most High, who got everything. We're coming to a space where these people are going to ask you what to do. The same people that rejected you or did you bad or tried to, take you out the path, these people will come back to you repentant. Now, it might be like them faking it and all that because they still trying to get at you. But the world don't know what to do. We see that every day. CEO King, there he is. What's up with you, baby? Right. And that's like, I didn't intellectually understand that. Farrah the Blessed said we retain in our subconscious, not even knowing it. My daughter has this ability. She just knows stuff, not even knowing how she know it, but she know it to be true. You know what I'm saying? Like certain stuff, even when I was younger, let's say like grouping up or like the end crowd, and had the ability or, attribute to where you want to call it to be ingratiated in it. And I'm like, nah. But this could get me where I want to go, or it could get me these type of female. I'm like, I don't know why, I just can't do it and can't explain it to you. Now, as I've gotten older and more spiritual mature, now I understand. I think that leads to, how the Most High may speak through our conscious or our intuition. You know what I'm saying? Now, like I said, I play with a whole lot of stuff in my mind, but my spirit won't allow me to do it. Because deep down, that's not really what I want. It's just because it's all I see. You know what I'm saying? For the most part. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm back on the live. I missed yesterday. I'm just tired. But I definitely wanted to come back on here and just, stay to some type of schedule or some level of consistency. You know what I mean? Which is another practical skill I've gained along my path. Being consistent with delayed gratification and reward with no idea if what I'm being consistent at will actually benefit me. And in a lot of ways, in a lot of areas that I've delved consistency into, it didn't. But it did benefit me because it was creating character. It was creating resiliency, adaptability. You know what I'm saying? It's like no different than like King David, right? Now he's anointed to be king, but he prepares him to be king by doing menial tasks. And in him doing the menial task and whatever he understood, learned, gathered, obtained, right, it prepared him for an event that he didn't know was coming. So because of what he was doing in somewhat isolation, he don't see Goliath the way everybody else do. You see what I'm saying? They see a giant. He's angered by seeing something mocking the armies of the living God. Because what they don't know is when he was by himself, the Most High gave him the ability to take down the bear and the lion. You see what I'm saying? But nobody knows that but him. So even though the armor don't fit, he can't hold the sword, he actually takes him down with what he had at his disposal. And that's another attribute that I've learned along my journey. Because I used to be like, oh, I can't do this because I don't have this, or I don't know this, or X, Y, Z, right? And then at some point, not consciously thinking of it, I shifted. And instead of looking at what I don't have, what do I have at my disposal, and how can I utilize it to get me to where I'm trying to go? So now what ends up happening, which I've been able to utilize to a great benefit, to which people are mystified, I've learned how to, or maybe the multiplication principle, or seed, or whatever, where typically I can do more than most with less, because I'm not used to not having a lot. So I'm able to, like almost the Native Americans, where I use everything I got. You know what I'm saying? Like I turn, a snake on the road. Oh, you know what I'm saying? I take the skin, I make boots out of it. Everybody else just see a snake on the road. I see some way to make boots. You know what I'm saying? But these are all things that were added unto me. This isn't stuff I thought about or say, oh, I need this skill. And all the skills I want, like more skill trade skills, none of them worked out for me because they weren't meant to work out for me. Why wasn't it meant? That's beyond my pay grade. I don't go into why it didn't work out. It didn't. I move on and I focus on what is working out. Well, mainly I got to work out my salvation with fear and trembling. You know what I'm saying? So even though I'm not super anal on my diet because I like navy beans and turkey smoked next with biscuits too much, right? So I work on my abs, but I ain't gonna probably never be able to shred no cheese off my abs. And I know that a lot of food be poured, got pork in it that it shouldn't have no pork in. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, my phone rate. Man, that's crazy. Man, I step outside, man, my phone rate heat up. Hopefully y'all can hear me. But I just pray, but I'm not too overly worried about one day getting cancer. Outside doing this, that, and the third. Don't worry about none of that. Shoot, for all the stuff we got going on, everybody should be sick. Let me tell you, everybody should have cancer. You know what I'm saying? I'm just grateful to, like, I ran my body like a Formula One NASCAR. You know what I'm saying? Oh, check my peoples out. I don't know if y'all probably went in here when y'all seen my scenery and whatnot. We got a little bridge in the back. I don't know if y'all can see that, John. But this is, man, and I know we kind of saying the cliche way, just keep on keeping on. I know we're going to have our days, you know, get a little down or whatever the case may be. But just think about all the stuff we survived, gotta do. I know me, I thought, man, quite a few times, man, I think I'm done for. You know what I'm talking about? And wasn't nowhere near close to being done. He was just showing me, now I utilize this now, even with various situations that aren't as pronounced. But if he saved me out of the little stuff I got going on with a custody battle and, you know, maybe finance, man, it ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing. It'll all work out when it's supposed to work out. Oh, the wind lab. All right, well, my phone was ready to shut down because it said it got hot. I don't even know how that is. But this just a little quick one on here, y'all. I gotta get back to the business. One love, baby. Oh, do I still wear my weight vest? No, because I done got lazy. I hate putting that joint on. But I'll get back into that. And that was kind of one of my things. Hold on. That was kind of one of my things. Like, I want to do stuff, but then I'll just want to check it off the checklist. So I'll just hurry it. Like, I've got more back into calisthenics. Because I notice, like, I'm sore, I sweat more when I do calisthenics. But then sometimes I get lazy and don't feel like doing all them repetitions. But then I start noticing, like, I'm not as Bruce Leroy-ish as I want to be. So I'm like, man. So I just disciplined myself and got back to it. But the weight vest is kind of restrictive, so I don't get the full range of motion. But I still got them, though. And I might break them out summertime. You know what I mean? But now that you done said that, I'll probably break it out next time. Just trying to, you know. Because, like, with a whole lot of stuff, especially exercise, you're not going to feel like doing it all the time. I ain't feel like going to the gym today. But once I got started, I was in it to win it. I'm like, all right, now I feel better about myself. Like, and I didn't just do it. I did it to a high caliber and quality. You know what I'm saying? Just like, I don't want to just, I don't know, deal with anybody, just deal with anybody. I want the engagement to be of a high caliber and quality. You know what I'm saying? Or anything I do, I try to do it to the best of my ability and give it my all. Understanding that I'm doing it unto the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Since he has appointed that I have certain things or be a steward of certain things, I try to do it to the best of my ability. Fatherhood, you know, in my community, anything I put my hand to, you know what I'm saying? For all the times I felt entitled. Like I thought, like, because of my idealistic mind, with my idea, walk with it at least. I don't know, the wind is kind of, to me it don't sound that bad, but with my headphones it might be like a little echo or whatever. But back when I used to be entitled, or my idealistic mind, I thought, like, I ain't supposed to go through nothing. I thought life's supposed to be easy and I could do whatever I want, like a little kid. No. As soon as I thought that, all hell broke loose. But the journey was all, like, I got into a physical altercation with the police where they told me they was going to unalive me, and they didn't. That's my probably, and I'm so, like, I don't want to say oblivious. I just don't be caring, because I've never been an idol worshiper. So then after I got out relatively quick, because my dad bailed me out, they actually used to sit in front of my house, and I guess what y'all would consider gang stalking. But I don't care. You know what I'm saying? So I think if they were trying to intimidate me, it wasn't working. And I think the fact that I wasn't intimidated was intimidating to them. Because I did kind of, I don't remember, because I guess I blacked out periodically when I put my hands on Mr. Man or whatever. But then here it is. I guess they had to walk me through this. I went through the severe depression because my whole dream growing up was to play basketball. Like, I don't know what I'm going to college for, but I'll figure it out once I get there. So because the incident didn't happen on school property, I was going to Meade, which is actually on Fort Meade Army Base that houses like the NSA and all that. And because of the guy's house that I was in front of, he was actually Korean and white, but he was known for carrying guns. But he was a cool dude, you know what I'm saying? They made it like almost like a gang / terror issue. So they made me jump through all these hoops to play basketball. Now, in my mind, I just stopped doing that. I stopped playing basketball. I stopped going to school. Because in my mind, had I done what I did in Anne Arundel County, here on the Eastern Shore, where is Mr. Gilmore land, they'd have said, like, I probably just now be getting out of prison. In my mind, mess around, went to court, and for putting my hands, and I actually broke the man's jaw. And now, granted, I looked a whole lot more innocent, and I had like 20 of my family members there, and you know what I'm saying? So that meant a whole lot. So the judge tell the police folks, I don't think Mr. Thomas did all y'all saying, because they was alleging, they thought I was off of PCP, which that kind of use is real big in that area, but I'm crazy enough as it is, I don't need no PCP. So he tell the police, I don't think he did all that. But then he tell me, but it's like, you did something. I can't, so messed around, I forgot how they structured the sentence. But I think I got 30 days for that, for actually assaulting a police officer. Insane. And then the way Anne Arundel County set up, like you get one of them little mop-up jobs or something, it's a day off your sentence. So I was back home like 2.5 weeks. They were sitting in front of my house. Because I guess they get alerted if you out or whatever the case may be. But that's what restarted my whole addiction type jump and all that. Because now I'm coping with a dream lost. Like now what I'm supposed to do. I don't find nothing fulfilling. I've been dreaming about this since I was little. Now I can't do it. Now I gotta go work for somebody. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, most definitely. As my dad said, I keep my nose clean. You ain't worry about the kid getting in no trouble. I smell trouble and get gone that way. No, sir. Even if it looked like trouble. Like a little kid. No. Hey, you CEO King said, as much I talk about going to the gym, I should have a 17 pack. It ain't gonna work. If I start like eating a whole bunch of asparagus and all that, I like biscuits and and gravy without the pork sausage in it too much. I eat like old black man. And I was talking to another friend of mine that I know from actually that area, and she's really into fitness. But me and her were talking. She said she liked tequila and tacos too much. It'd be alright as long as I don't get no keg. You know what I'm saying? I ain't necessarily going for perfection. Just maintain, keep the progress. You know what I'm saying? Oh, Dan said sorry about that. Hey, it's all good. All things work for the good of those who are called by Yah according to His purpose. Because trust and believe, if I don't have these experiences, I'm not who I am now at such an integral point in time and history. You know what I'm saying? You know how they said the last will be first and the first will be last? I've actually seen a time, like, it seemed like I lost my entire 30s. In and out of rehab, can't get nothing going, can't get no job. It was crazy. It was mystifying to me. But I was being prepared. So when I came down here and started working, which wasn't in my plan, it just worked out like that. And then I had a skill set to do something I ain't never want to do. It seemed like he folded time up. Now I'm back on par societally with everybody, but I'm mentally, spiritually, and emotionally beyond people. So at my old job, it seemed like they got mad because they couldn't bamboozle me. Because you can't really gaslight me. I don't need you to gas me up. I know I do that for myself. I'm not, itching to just get with somebody because they act like they like you. You know what I'm saying? I'm used to being by myself. You know what I'm saying? I can go ahead and quit a job because it's not like I start styling and profiling. I'm actually preparing, you know what I mean? Using the job to prepare and so on and so forth. So I can, I ain't had no job consistently for 2 years. It ain't missing no bill. You know what I'm saying? Again, by the sustaining of the Most High. You know what I'm saying? And when something was burned down on me, He gave me a way to get it. Or I got money back from somewhere, and you know what I'm saying? So I wasn't even stunting on none of that. Now I stop not worrying. I guess we all kind of have concerns of certain things. I done stop at all that for the most part. I don't know if I want to use. I mean, I guess we all have like about our children and things like that. But worrying and being all vexed, I like staying harmonious with myself. Pharaoh said the Most High, I can't remember a time He didn't make no way. And when He didn't make a way, it's because the way wasn't for me. That's what helps me to trust in Him even more now. You know what I'm saying? When in reality, what else you gonna put your trust in? And understand the adversary ain't gonna teach you his tactics or how to defeat him. You know what I'm saying? That's why, I think, now I guess maybe to some degree I have some semblance of community activism in the sense of being to impact those whom I may come across. But overall, nationally speaking, maybe until the time of the second Exodus, you'll never see someone in captivity of one of our, one of the usins, as we say, lead some, grassroots, unless it's spiritual or they're called by the Most High to do that. Because the vast majority of us, what they call them the 2/3, ain't gonna make it. They ain't meant to make it. They're too far gone. They're too reprobated. They can't humble themselves. You see what I'm saying? Everything's superficial and egotistical with them, which is amazing considering the fact how the worst quality people, the most proudest. That's why typically, if you, like us, if you're watching this content, people might, you might probably got your skills, attributes, components. You probably do stuff everybody else can't do, but you humble about it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just, because I know how this thing works. You all right one day, next day, you done got a bad medical report, or next day your job say we cutting everything. You know what I'm saying? Then what you fall back on? Abiding the shelter of the Most High. That's all I know. And I ain't even no scriptural scholar or nothing like that. I'm the average everyday brother who up to 4 years ago, man, I was Willie Lump Lump. I was down there like the man on Living Color with the pickle in his jaw going, and he done transformed me. It's amazing to my family members. Know what I'm talking about? It's amazing to the people who previously, now I'm still me, right, for my personality, stuff like that. But the people that, like, they tell me they're proud of me, or the people who try to, like, fame, like, they scared of me, I guess. Because it's like, wow. Like, if you were to see someone who, I don't know, just down on their luck for a while, and then next time you see them, they back on deck, they smiling, they treating you, you know what I'm saying? Like I got missing front tooth, but it don't stop me from smiling, because now I'm gonna get it fixed eventually with this state employee insurance. What I heard is stupendous. So don't be surprised if I hop on here with some gold teethuses. You know what I'm saying? And blind y'all in the summertime, making sun rays reflect off my teethuses. You know what I'm saying? I always wanted gold teeth. I actually had my teeth knocked out. I was playing basketball in middle school. It was a loose ball situation. The dude fell on my head and my front teethuses hit the floor. And both them joints came out. Boy, I hollered. I said, oh, I'm done. Because, I was probably like 7th grade. So, you start, growing up a little bit, smelling yourself. So I'm thinking I'm ready to be macaroni Tony. You know what I'm saying? I said, how am I be macaroni Tony with my window panes messing? Oh, my life over with already. You know what I'm saying? Then my mother told me I was crazy. Because my coach put them in like some warm milk, kept the nerves alive, and they reinstalled them in my face and all this. But I asked my mother, could I get gold teeth? She told me I was crazy. But like my aunts and grands, they got like gold, what they call them, open face, or, well, I can't have none. You know what I'm saying? Again, my little kid mom, they got, why can't I? Because it ain't for you, boy. Oh, now I understand that. You know what I mean? But on that note, man, just a little encouragement on this Sunday. You know what I mean? I ain't really had nothing to talk about. That's why I come live yesterday. Sometimes I really don't, I'm not much on the talking. I'm on the do part. Like, even with the Christian church or any of these Hebrew, like, they talk. But where the do at? Where's the farm at, cuz? With all the money y'all bring in tax-free, where the farm at for the people? When you gonna hit the street corner and give out the fresh vegetables, or where the CDL, where the Hebrew Israelite CDL training school or welder school at? Where's the TD Jakes self-sufficiency solar school at? They can do that. They can, but they can't. You know what I'm saying? Because they underneath Zaddy. You know what I'm saying? I want free. That's why I'm out here with the birds and whatnot. Bird free, I'm free. Maryland's a bird state. Oh! But on that note, man, I'm going to get on up off here, man. I appreciate everybody. CEO, King, Farrah, Daniel. I don't miss nobody. Man, Jeremiah the Hebrew, man. Thanks for chiming in, man. One love, man. I'm going to holler at y'all. Ooh, oh!